but it's a really strong back end to the program. The Class 3 over the 1200 metres, and at the top of the book, we've got Big Fortune, Jerry Chow, an excellent record on the horse, and he takes a £5 claim. I'm a Single Man and Lockheed have both won trials leading into this. Abel Rain's a first starter for David Hayes. Blake Shin with the right. He's had 5 trials to get set and wears the blinkers on debut. Newcomer, Proud Dragon, was Rare Hair for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. He went over the 1300 metres at Sandown. And down the bottom, we've got Trust Me, who comes into this race with no trial form next to his name either. Tom, we've walked across to the touchscreen, which hopefully will work better this year than it did last year. And let's have a look at the speed map.
Yeah, this race, I think, look, when you look at the speed in this race, it's going to come from horses like Jolly Good Heart there on the inside, who went forward and was able to pretty much be up there throughout. I'm a Single Man is another one that will be forward. He set up outside the leader last time out when he won. Paul, do you think a horse like Big Fortune might try and press on with it to avoid that wide passage?
I think he will, you know, with Jerry Chow aboard. So he's going to try and get either in the lead or outside the lead. I thought Gluck Race is going to get the real good run from barrier 1 just in behind whatever happens. I'm a Single Man. I think he'll probably try and get across, which will give that opportunity, as you mentioned, for Big Fortune to get across as well.
Yeah, and there's a couple of newcomers in the race. Abel Rain has the blinkers on for the first time. I don't think he'll be too far off the speed either. And the other one is Proud Dragon for Luke Ferraris out of barrier number 10. He'll probably be somewhere, I feel, back of midfield.
His trial was pretty good, a Proud Dragon. Firstly, though, Gluck Racer is likely going to be one of the favourites in the race. Tom ventured out to track work and caught up with Chad Schofield.
Chad, Gluck Racer going round in race number 8. He's looked pretty progressive so far. You were on board for his last victory at the end of the season. What sort of impression did he leave you with?
Yeah, a good one. He obviously won very soft. It was a convincing win. He had the run of the race, but he showed a good turn of foot and put them to bear quite comfortably. He's obviously up in grade now, but again, he's drawn a good gate. He's got a nice racing style where he can just race behind the pace. And with a nice light weight, he should be competitive.
You partnered him in his most recent trial at Sha Tin, where he finished 6th. How was his effort that morning and his subsequent track work leading into Sunday?
I thought his trial was okay, without being phenomenal. But his gallops have been good, so he's definitely fit and well and ready to produce his best.
Barrier number 1, as you said before, lighter weight, up in class. You'd expect he'd be somewhere sort of in the thick of things, up near the pace somewhere?
Yeah, he's got good gate speed. He'll be right there, and if he can show the same turn of foot he showed in Class 4 last season, he should be thereabouts.
Last season for you were 26 winners. How are you feeling about the season ahead, particularly with horses like Fantastic Treasure amongst your war chest?
Yeah, obviously he's sort of the most exciting horse I have at the moment, and looking forward to getting him back. But yeah, obviously last season was a bit low on number of winners, but hopefully we can bounce back and have a strong season.
Started with Manfred Mann. Tommy's now with Jimmy Ting, Gluck Racer. Barrier 1 is perfect, though.
Yeah, it is, and he's likely to get a perfect run through from there, just behind the speed. And what was pretty impressive, I thought, about him last start, Paul, was that he was able to just show that really good turn of foot. It was quite an easy victory in the end.
It was, wasn't it? It was a really good victory from him, and he's just going to get the perfect run, I think, just in behind. So I think he's a really good chance of this.
That's a good report around Gluck Racer. Some of his opposition include the following. And we're going to start with Big Fortune here, Tom.
Yeah, he's coming into this off what was a very good victory from him last time out. He was well ridden. He had a good strong kick in the straight, and he's had a recent trial up at Chung Fa, and he's a horse that has gone well fresh in the past, Paul.
He has, hasn't he? Look, he gets the apprentice claim as well. He just needs that little bit of luck to get across. I think if I'm a Single Man gets across, he can get across as well. He's a last start winner at the back end of last season, and Jerry Chow gets on really well with this horse, so I think he's a really good chance.
We're going to look at now, speaking of I'm a Single Man, Paul, here he is with Lockheed. They've both won trials since then, and Trust Me comes here with no trials.
Yeah, so I'm a Single Man went forward in that trial, and that's what I think he's going to do once again here. Karis Teeton, he's got barrier number 8 to contend with, but look, it was a really nice, really good back end of the season for him, wasn't it? A really good win 2 starts ago, and then that second behind Drops of God here was good as well.
Certainly was, and I think we've seen him being ridden back in the field in the past, but I think he goes just as well up near the pace. Also, I'm a Single Man, and look, Trust Me on the inside there wasn't a bad run. He's down on a mark of 62, so maybe he's worth considering at a bigger price in the race.
Newcomer Tom is Able Rain out of the David Hayes stable. This is him in a recent 1,000 metre trial at Sha Tin.
You know, he was in Australia. He won the South Australian Sires Produce known as Ringbolt with Tony and Kelvin McAvoy. And there was nothing wrong with his recent trial. He had a slight knee injury, Paul, which would be the little bit of a concern, but he looked fairly forward in this recent trial.
Yeah, he's had 4 of them in total. He's 11.72 pounds and blinkers on for his debut run, so he does look ready to go.
So that is Able Rain down the straight. This is a power cap on the inside, but Proud Dragon, Paul, he's done all of his trialling up at Chung Fa. He's with the Casper Founds barn and looked better and better with each trial.
He's by Reliable Man, this horse. He's had the 3 trials to get him ready, 11.62 pounds for him. And look, he's looked quite good in some of these trials as well. You can see him hitting the line nicely. I mean, it's a hard sometimes to get a good gauge up there at Chung Fa, but look, he's doing everything right. I think he's going to need further in time, but he could run a cheeky race fresh.
He will be by Reliable Man, you expect that, but there was nothing wrong with that barrier trial there. He's also had a slight issue since he's been here, a left humerus stress injury, but have liked his trials. A little bit of an awkward gait, but he might be able to do something fresh.
It's a good race. Here's a race number 8, and Paul, what are you tipping?
I'm going to tip Gluck Racer. I just think he's going to get the perfect run just in behind the pace, however it unfolds. So he's on top. I'm a single man. Now, if he gets to the front, I think Gluck Racer can get the trail in behind. So 1-2 type of in the run and 1-2 finish. Big Fortune can get outside the leaders as well. So I think it's going to be a real pace-orientated race. And Proud Dragon of the newcomers, I wanted to throw him in for 4th. But 9, 2, 1 and 12.
12, 9, 2 and 6, the numbers I've gone for. I'll take a little bit of a punt with the newcomer Proud Dragon. He'll be, I think he'll be a decent price. He's at 33. He's early in betting at the moment, but haven't minded his trials. He was 1 from 1 in Australia prior to arriving, so we'll go with him. Head of 9, Gluck Racer, who is the obvious one. He's like to get all favours from gate number 1. I'm a single man. Will be somewhere near the speed, and I think Ian's an interesting runner. He was 8th first up, but he was only beaten 1 3/4 behind First Responder, who won at the first meeting last weekend, and he's won fresh up in the past over 1,100 metres. He's also won second up over 1,200 metres in the past. So his first 2 sort of runs have been good in the past. So 12, 9, 2 and 6.